Hello everyone, Adrian here. So things have significantly calmed down since last I sat down to make an absinthe review for all of you. So I took my phlebotomy exam. I'm still waiting on the results, unfortunately. Things have chilled out. Let's just go ahead and get on with the review. So one thing I wanted to say really quickly is that this is going to be my last absinthe review for a while, because this is the very last sample of absinthe that I have in my possession to do a review of. Now, further on down the road, maybe after I get my tax return, I'm going to get some more samples in the Jade Liqueurs line. But again, later on down the line, I will try the rest of the Jade Liqueurs absinthes. As you guys recall, the first one that I did was with Jade 1901, which was fantastic, and I'm looking forward to trying the rest in the Jade family. So yes, it is going to be my last absinthe review for a while. I did also receive a free sample of Gustave absinthe, but I heard from a lot of my absinthe friends that it is potentially sun damaged. So if you guys really want me to review it, I will, but I have no desire to review an absinthe that is lackluster and possibly sun damaged. So I'll do it if you guys really want me to, but I have no desire to do it. Alright, let's go ahead and get on with the review. So the absinthe we're going to be reviewing today is Holy Spirit, and this is the last of the samples that I received from my friend Rory, who was kind enough to kind of steer me in the right direction as far as absinthe is concerned, and he is very happy to see all of these reviews that I've been making lately, and they've just been so much fun, and I've appreciated his guidance and the guidance of a lot of other absintheros in this journey, really. It's been pretty exciting, and I'm hoping for more exciting things happening this year. Alright, so let's go ahead and read the description of Holy Spirit, ASMR style. Sugarcane / beet based and made with 8 botanicals, 5 for distillation, anise, Florence fennel, calamus root, Artemisia absinthium, and local foraged Artemisia absinthiensis, and 3 for color, Artemisia puntica, hyssop, and lemon balm. Okay, so this has lots of touches of lemon balm, which is nice. I love lemon balm in absinthe. This absinthe is based on an 1855 French absinthe recipe, which would be very close to the absinthe served by my great-great-grandmother in her estaminet in the north of France. I don't know what that word is, I'm sorry. Natural color from plants alone and unfiltered. Fantastic. I always love natural coloring. I think it's prettier, honestly, than seeing the obnoxiously artificially colored stuff that either looks like mouthwash or toxic sludge. Drink in traditional fashion by pouring 1 to 5 parts ice water, sugar cube optional, until it clouds or louches. Okay, so it looks like it's a very simple kind of herbal composition for this particular absinthe, and trust me, I'm not going to complain about that. Sometimes the simpler ones are more enjoyable, and sometimes the more complex ones are more enjoyable. It really just depends on your personal taste, depends on the mood you're in, and depends on your palate, really. Alright, so enough carrying on. I am going to reposition the camera, and we are going to take a look at the louche for Holy Spirit. This is going to be fun. Alright, so here we have our absinthe glass and our tiny sample bottle of Holy Spirit. I'm pretty excited to try this based on the description that Rory gave me. It seems pretty rad, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it will turn out. Alright, let's take a look at the first aspect of grading absinthe, which is appearance. So it's a little greener in person than it's showing up on camera, but wow, I can really smell it. Goodness. That is something. So it's showing up a little greener in person than it is on camera, at least as far as I can see from the viewfinder, but it's really pretty. It's just a little, like, tiny bit darker than La Punta Saliente, so it's really pretty, really nice peridot green. It's really clear as far as I can see here, and I can already smell it. So appearance, I will give it 5 stars. That's really gorgeous, definitely correct, and it has some definite tones of gold in there. Really pretty. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and proceed with the louche. I am super excited to see how this will go. Sorry, I had to slow it down just a little bit. Okay, it is showing up true to color now that the louche is happening here right in front of you. So, wow, that is really pretty. Like a really nice, milky, very light jade green. It's really gorgeous. Ooh, I can definitely smell the bite in there. Nice. So it's definitely coming off paler in comparison to some of the other absinthes that we have been tasting lately, but again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, it's lost almost all its green color. Slightly disappointing. Okay, we'll call that good. One of my other viewers who is an absinthe did advise me that I was using a little bit too much water in my review, so I'll stop it right here, where typically I would stop it right about there, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so louche, I will say, is a little bit disappointing. It's a little lackluster, but it's still technically correct in color. It's not obnoxiously green. I can tell it's still naturally colored, but it's not as vibrant as I was expecting it to be, considering how the louche was looking, or rather the original color was looking. So I would say louche, I will give it 3.5 stars. While it is correct, it's just disappointing and very lackluster. But again, appearance is not necessarily everything, so we'll see how it goes in terms of taste. Alright, so I'm going to reposition the camera and we are going to give Holy Spirit a taste. Alright guys, here we have our glass of Holy Spirit. Like I said, this is a little bit lackluster and it's showing up slightly more green on camera than it is in real life, at least as far as I can see from the viewfinder there. It's, like, to the naked eye it's showing up more gold on my end, but like I said, the louche is slightly disappointing. 3.5 stars for the louche because it is a little lackluster and disappointing, but it's still correct. I will give it that. Alright, let's check out the aroma. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is that's standing out. Like, I can definitely smell the anise, I can smell the difference in the base liqueur that it's made with, but there's something in there that vaguely reminds me of actual black licorice candy. Like, not necessarily like the candy aspect of it or any sugar that's added to it. It's definitely forward on the anise, but it has a little interesting spice to it. It's vaguely reminiscent of cinnamon, but I can't put my finger on it. I really can't. But I can definitely smell the lemon balm in there. Maybe it's the wormwood I'm smelling. Because sometimes wormwood can be spicy, sometimes it can be bitter, sometimes it can be fruity, as it was in the last absinthe review that I posted. It could possibly be the wormwood. Possibly. Alright, let's go ahead and rate this on aroma. I'm going to give it 4 stars for being correct and smelling pretty traditional. Alright, let's go in for a taste. Alright, as always, santé, and please drink responsibly. That's lovely. Kind of has a sagey sort of flavor, but again, I'm guessing that's probably the wormwood that I'm tasting. Yeah, I'm definitely tasting the wormwood and the anise like together, and the wormwood flavor is definitely giving me that good tingle on the tongue. It's definitely sweeter than I thought it would be, even though I saw like beet sugar in the description of this one, so it's interesting. Let's go in for another taste. It definitely gives a good bite at the end. I will give it that. I really like that bite. And then you do get the whisper of the lemon balm in there. Maybe it's tasting a little more bitter because I didn't dilute it as much as I usually do. That's just a theory. So maybe the wormwood is slightly more prominent because of that. Possibly. I can definitely taste the wormwood more than I can taste the anise, which, again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe it's the Florence fennel that I'm smelling and tasting that is making it a little spicy. Maybe that's it. Thus far in my absinthe tasting history and experience, I've not had anything that specifically said, oh hey, this is Florence fennel, but yeah, that's what it is. I think that's what it is. It's the Florence fennel, because it's reminding me of like an Italian blend of herbs that you buy at the grocery store, where you can taste that kind of almost spicy fennel, like the fennel that has a little bit of a bite to it instead of being more on the sweet side. Maybe that's what it is. Can't put my finger on it. I'm really mystified by this thing, but it's not unpleasant. It definitely tastes and feels like a traditional absinthe. It's just I don't find it particularly like mind-blowing, like, oh wow, this is so good, but it's pleasant to the taste. Yeah, it has a more sagey finish than it does like the lemon balm in there, but again, not necessarily a bad thing. I love sage. Now, in terms of airborne allergies, I hate certain species of sage, such as the ones that grow in my hometown of Yakima, along with the tumbleweeds that I'm severely allergic to. But as far as seasoning is concerned, I love sage. It's great. Yeah, I can't really put my finger on it, but it's not necessarily bad, but it's not over the top fantastic, I'm in love with it either. I definitely like it better than Virgin Vert. Maybe next time I'll try it with a little more water and see if that makes a difference, because I don't know, maybe that was a contributing factor to why it was kind of in your face with the wormwood instead of being in your face with the anise. But that's just me. Have you ever had this absinthe before? If you have, what do you think of it? It's not my favorite, but I also don't hate it. It has a weird kind of sagey and weird kind of spicy kind of quality, and I'm really not getting much anise, but again, I'm thinking it's because I probably didn't put the usual amount of water that I typically put in there, so that could be it. Hi, Precious. Wanna come here? Wanna say hi to YouTube? Come here, honey. There she is! So once again, guys, this is Precious. She decided to jump up and join me for the end of the video. Very nice of her. So anyway, if you've ever had Holy Spirit before, tell me what you think of it, because I'm honestly a little mystified and confused by it. But again, it's not necessarily awful. It definitely tastes like a traditional absinthe and feels like a traditional absinthe, but I'm just not wowed by it. So as far as taste is concerned, I'll give it 3.5, because it definitely tastes like a traditional absinthe, but it's just strange. You know what I mean? And then as far as the finish and mouthfeel is concerned, it has a really nice bite at the end of it, so at the very least I'll give it a 4 stars for the finish and the mouthfeel. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and Precious appreciates it too, huh honey? Huh, baby cakes? Yeah, you're so gorgeous, aren't you? You're so pretty. You're so pretty. You're so lovely, Precious. Ooh! Oh, she's tangling my hair. Oh, man. So be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out a lot. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later. Bye! And Precious says bye too.